had 2 members, and the central staff had 2 members that conducted a site visit for the final candidate. And with that, I will let Ms. Brogan discuss the site visit.
Michelle Leonard and I went to visit Plainview Bethpage on May 3rd with Regina Botsford and Angelo DeSimone. And, you know, when we look at the candidate, we were looking at specific criteria. And that was the criteria that school leadership called from all of the stakeholder groups. And the first was, we were looking for an educator with significant leadership experience, preferably as a superintendent in a high expectation school community. And Dr. Brooks certainly meets that criteria. In fact, he has been superintendent for 14 years in 2 different districts, each about 7 years in each district. And high-performing districts. When we went to Plainview Old Bethpage, we had the opportunity to meet for 4 hours with the central office administrators, the district administrators, principals, and chair people and supervisors, with members of the Board of Education, with PTA presidents, with the president of the teachers union. I think that was it. So over the course of 4 hours. The second criteria we were looking for is a strong leader with demonstrated success in contributing to an effective approach to governance involving the board, staff, and the school community. Dr. Brooks received high praise from all of the groups that we spoke to, but particularly it was compelling, I think, as the administrative staff talked about how many of them had come to the district to work for Dr. Brooks because of his reputation or because they knew of his wonderful leadership skills. The Board of Education remarked to us that as Dr. Brooks came to their district, it was a breath of fresh air, and that he has wonderful communication skills and is a great listener. The third criteria is a visible instructional leader, willing to first become intimately acquainted with the Ridgewood schools and community, and then share a compelling vision and plan for continued improvement. During our discussions in our interview with Dr. Brooks, we did talk about what that entry plan would look like, and the need for any new person coming to the district to really learn about the district, the culture, to meet with groups of people. And so we wanted to hear, as we talked to the staff and parents in Plainview Old Bethpage, what was the entry plan. And the entry plan was really Dr. Brooks is meeting with all of the different stakeholders to really get a sense of the community, the strengths, and maybe some of those areas that need improvement. We learned that Dr. Brooks is often in our schools, often in the schools, is a very visible leader and knows the staff and the parents, and really makes time to be available and listening. It's interesting, as he described to us, and then the staff verified, the concept of learning walks, where Dr. Brooks will go into the school with the principal, and they'll go into classrooms and really see what's happening in each of the schools, and then discuss it with the staff people. The PTA presidents also told us about the visibility of Dr. Brooks in the schools and his meeting with the home and schools, or they're the PTA's presidents, and really talking about the district and the needs of the district. The fourth criteria, an exceptional listener and communicator with outstanding speaking, writing, and interpersonal skills, who's built trust among all members of the community, the school community. We learned that from the people that we talked to in Plainview Old Bethpage, that certainly is what happens in that community.
The fifth is a proven educator, flexible and caring, who will passionately advocate for the learning needs of all students in the Ridgewood Public Schools. We heard over and over again that morning that the guiding principle Dr. Brooks holds is what's best for children. And certainly that is something that our district has always focused on, is what are the needs of every child. And we have 5,663 children, I think, in our district right now. Is that right? And each one of those is important. We certainly were pleased to hear of Dr. Brooks's emphasis on what's best for children. And the fifth is an administrator who empowers others to carry out the district's goals, but remains accountable for all areas of leadership, including finance and facilities. And we did hear much about the district's professional development, the importance for Dr. Brooks of allowing his and encouraging his staff to grow and to take on more responsibilities and to really help them as they mature in their roles as administrators or as teachers. It came across in all of our meetings with the staff about how he encourages his staff to grow and to take challenges and to work together as a team. I think that our interview was really successful, and what was important and what I was looking for was that there was consistency in what we had seen and heard from Dr. Brooks during our interviews and what we saw and heard at his district. And the consistency among all of the stakeholders that we talked to about Dr. Brooks' true kindness, his professionalism, and his scholarship. So we really, I'm really pleased to recommend Dr. Brooks to the board from that site visit and all that we have done. I don't know, would you like to add something?
No, I think